Yeah, I'm ready to order.
What do you have?
I'll take a...
What did you say?
I said I'll take a...
Huh?
I heard his order, Mr. Krabs. He said he wants...
What?
And,
What? What?
And this. And this. And this. And this. And this. And this.
Stop it! Oh, please, make it stop. It's a squeaking of the hideous boots!
So guys, there is even more drama happening with PlayStation right now, and I know some of you guys are clicking on this video, you're looking at this title, and you're thinking, what the F? Seriously? Yeah. So, there's this is ridiculous right now. It's been, close to 2 weeks now since PlayStation has basically said that they will not be making discs anymore. They'll be making all digital after January 2028. And there has been so much backlash, so much against PlayStation. And every single time they try to tweet, they just get bombarded with comments of people just getting pissed at them for getting rid of physical discs. But guys, PlayStation and Sony have made the drama even worse. If you thought that this situation couldn't get worse for them, what they did recently is PlayStation France was doing a live stream as like a collaboration with this one French streamer, and what happened is whenever people were coming into their chat and they were basically saying like, hashtag no disc, no buy, it's like bring back discs, things like that, they would either get banned, their comments would get deleted, or they would get timed out for like 10 minutes. We have proof of this also. I will link the article down below. I'll also show the tweet with the screenshots, as well as, there's also a witness who also said that he had seen it. We'll show his tweet and everything like that. I'll link this stuff all down below if you guys want to check this out. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. PlayStation streams are issuing temporary bans to users criticizing its decision to end physical games. My god. Official PlayStation streams are reportedly handing out temporary bans to users criticizing its decision to end the production of physical games. Twitter X user Pierre 54V has reported that the official PlayStation Twitch stream in France is issuing temporary bans to anyone as much as criticizing the console's makers' recent decision to end the production of games on physical discs for new release from January 2028 onward. They learned this first hand when they commented no disc, no buy and signed a petition while watching a collaborative stream from the PlayStation France and prominent French streamer and DJ known as AVA Mind. I don't know who AVA Mind is. I don't really know his role in this, so I'm not really going to comment much on that. I know it was some kind of collaboration stream between him and PlayStation, and I know this image is kind of like blacked out here, but that's how the guy took the screenshot. But if you look through here, and also any of my French viewers, if anybody here speaks French, if you guys could translate some of this in the comments, I would really appreciate it. It says in chat for PlayStation France. I'm assuming this means, live stream chat for PlayStation France. Bonjour, I know means hello. And then message supreme. I'm assuming that means message deleted. And then one person says signe la pétition, sign the petition, I'm assuming. But then you see at the bottom here, it says exclusion temporary. And this basically means that this person has been timed out for about 10 minutes by Sony. So right when he took the screenshot, it was already 3 seconds happening. So about, it's going on for 10 minutes, so it's 9 minutes and 57 seconds. Ridiculous. As seen in the image above, the Twitter X user instantly received a temporary ban that lasted around 10 minutes. The message read, "You are subject to a temporary ban from the chat. You can resume the conversation in 9 minutes and 57 seconds. If you want to look into why this happened, let me know what platform this is from, or what you were doing right before the ban." And another Twitter X user responded by mentioning that they were also watching the same PlayStation France stream live, and they witnessed the deletion of all comments mentioning physical games. In related news, during a recent episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily podcast, host Greg Miller learned from a relevant source that the number of companies that are manufacturing game discs appears to have a steep decline. and those that remain are continuing to leave the business. Miller and co-host Lucy James noted that the overwhelming majority of games sales have already shifted to digital distribution, making physical production increasingly difficult to justify from a business standpoint. In his recent video, Bloomberg investigative journalist Jason Schreier shared a similar sentiment, explaining that digital sales are simply far more profitable for PlayStation than physical, as the math proves. Read about it here. So, what I will say about this is, again, I'm reiterating my point that for me, it doesn't matter if 95% of all, sales are digital. That's still 5% of us that are buying discs. And I want a disc. I'm paying money, I deserve to have a disc. If I'm paying money, I'm a consumer, I want the option to have a disc. I want that disc option. And Sony, I don't think, has a right to take that away from us there. That is basically violating our rights as consumers. That's at least in my opinion. So I think that we have a right to basically buy a disc and own a disc also. And if Sony keeps doing this, then they can't really complain of all the backlash that they're getting and the fact that they're going to lose so much customers. Now, and I will say this, even as a PlayStation gamer, if the next Xbox has a disc drive, the new one that's coming out, that would seriously make me consider switching to Xbox at that point. I don't know if I would in the end, but it would seriously very heavily tempt me to end up switching to Xbox, because this is just absolutely ridiculous. They're doing stuff like this. And I think that Sony did expect somewhat of a backlash, but I don't think they expected it to be this much, because this has been going on for weeks now, is that every single time they try to tweet, they are basically bombarded with comments, bombarded with it, of just people just getting pissed off at them, and their posts have nowhere near the amount of likes as comments. Whenever there's way more comments than likes, usually means that people are really pissed off. But so Sony, I don't think, was expecting this much of a backlash, but I have heard reports that apparently Sony has directed a lot of factories to already stop producing discs, and because of this, it's really hard for them to pull out of this now. And so they basically box themselves in a corner. I don't think they thought this thing through, and they don't know what to do. And so what they're basically hoping for is they're hoping, oh, this will eventually die down, people will eventually forget about it. But I think that if we want to basically make a difference, if we want to make a change, then we have to, keep talking about this. We have to, including, me making videos. I don't want to keep spamming this subject, talking about this subject, but there's just so much stuff that just keeps happening like every day or every other day. I've covered more of this topic than, than a lot of crazy current events videos that I've done. Now going back to this, and we'll show the tweets here. So this is from Pierre. I'll link his Twitter also down below. And he has 740,000 views. And this is the same picture that he showed. Again, this. And he says, attention, on the PlayStation France stream, any message referring to the PlayStation decision is censored, and you will be banned. That's how the brand treats its players. Bravo, congratulations. Very, very bad. Immediate reprimand. I didn't try to go any further at the end of the countdown. I have nothing against AVA as a person either. My goal is to protest against PlayStation. I simply said no disc, no buy, and signed the petition. That's it. I had just posted, hello, is the streamer into physics? Gotta live with the times though. Direct ban. What? Ooh. Yeah, I saw the deletion of messages mentioning physical games. Thank you for your testimony. Yeah, so, but what I will say about this is that this is gonna backfire really badly on PlayStation. Really, really, really badly. Because here's the thing is, what I'll say about this, is that if they wanted people to stop talking about this, and I'm not saying it's correct, but ignoring it would have made more sense than actually banning people. Or I should say timing them out. Because I remember, a similar thing happened with Red Dead Online. Not entirely where people got banned, but I remember when there was like a hashtag to save, Red Dead Online, it was hashtag save Red Dead Online. Rockstar Games just kept ignoring it. And what ended up happening was Rockstar Games had retweeted a tweet of this one guy who posted a picture of Red Dead Redemption 2 and said Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best games I've ever played. And at the very bottom of the tweet, he says hashtag save Red Dead Online. Rockstar didn't see that, and then later when they realized it, they actually untweeted that and unliked it, basically. And that ended up causing a lot more attention to the subject than if they would have just left it alone. So by Sony doing this, they've basically created another story. They have created more backlash. More people are pissed. More people are angry. So that's That's that by Sony banning these people, timing them out, removing their comments, they have actually caused more people to get involved and more attention. They think that, by, timing people out, banning them, deleting their comments, and just ignoring this thing, that over time this is going to go away. But I don't think that this is going to go away anytime soon. Let's actually check PlayStation's official Twitter right now because it's a mess. Okay, so this is PlayStation's official Twitter, and they added this underneath the Twitter added their own little fact check underneath the GTA 6 post. Rockstar are not releasing GTA 6 on physical disc. The physical version is the code for the digital version of the game. This is important as via PlayStation EULA, you are not guaranteed to keep the game after purchase and could get taken away at any point. Wow. Yeah. But look at this. This was what they tweeted 6 hours ago, and look, 893 likes. 4.6 thousand comments. And let's take a look at the comments, because I know it's going to be bad for Sony. Bring back disc. We missed the day y'all never thought of that idea. And they're showing that ad from 2013, how to share games. Sony's a terrible company. This will never go away. Have Sony with his games. Oh man, that guy put a lot of work into doing that. Damn, F Sony too. This guy did this. Don't kill the disc. And these are all thousands of likes. These comments have more likes than literally what Sony's or PlayStation's own tweet. 1.2 thousand likes. Play has limits. And even here, share of the week highlights on here. Oh, look at this. We got a fact check. Sony is pushing an all-digital future without being upfront about its limits. PS5 downloads can't be played from the USB, and expanding storage requires an expensive NVMe SSD. Digital games are licenses, not true ownership. Physical discs preserve choice, competition, and ownership. And that's why I say that those fact checks, those community notes, are one of the best features that Twitter has ever done. It is. And they even have a fact check here underneath their tweet, and it has 175 million views. With the disappearance of physical retail sales, Sony would hold a monopoly over digital video game sales on PlayStation because alternative digital stores are not allowed on the platform. With alternatives, consumers will be forced to accept unfavorable terms. Yep. So that's exactly what I mean here. And even third-party sellers, they cannot, or third-party companies that are not PlayStation exclusive cannot manufacture their own disc because they need a copyright from Sony to basically create the PlayStation 5 disc even for their own games. But that is pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down below. What do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think Sony's going to change course, or do you think they're going to keep ignoring? I think they're going to keep ignoring. I don't think much is going to change, but I will update you guys as soon as there's something new with this story. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support on these videos. I've gotten a lot of support and a lot of views. A lot of new people have come to the channel recently. Thank you guys for the support. It does mean a lot to me, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.